Hi there. Good to see you, remote learners. This is Miss Pulliam, and it's time for Library Special. This is week 10, and this is for students in grades 3 through 5. Welcome. I'm really excited. We have this new book today, and I think all of you are going to really like it. It's by Lebron James. Pretty cool. Okay. We're going to talk about LeBron too. And then we're going to get into, after we read it, we're going to get into the Losers Club. First things first, let's talk about our words. Let me bring them on over. Let's see. Here we go. Can you see that? Okay, let me move you back. Buoyant. What does buoyant mean? It's to float. Remember that from our penguin story, Penguin Problems. From the egg story, a dozen means 12 of something, a dozen cookies, a dozen hats. Delectable, I hope you're using this word at home because it's an easy one to add to our everyday word bank and use because delectable is delicious. And your mom takes, and maybe your dad too, he might cook too, takes all that time to prepare meals. And it is nice to give a compliment and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate it. That was delectable. Thank you. Delicious. Good. Let's see. We've got gander. Ganders, take a look at something. Take a gander. Dilemma. A dilemma is a problem. And I think you knew that. Confident. In some of these books, we talk about confidence because that's important. Confident means you believe in yourself. And a tad is just a little bit. So for making a cake. And I say, okay, we can just put a tad of sugar. Don't put much. Just a tad. Just a bit. Okay. Let's talk about the words for this week. The new words for this week are, Miss William, really? Where's my paper? Okay, give me 1 second. What am I doing? Why am I being so silly? I had everything right here. Oh my goodness. No, it's right here. Silly. Okay. Our vocabulary words. We've already gone over we reviewed our old ones, so our new ones for this story. We've talked about humble before. Okay, and it comes up in this book. Somebody who is not arrogant, not proud or assertive, just a nice person. Defeat, to win victory over, to beat. They defeated their arch rivals in the championship game. Defeat. Alley oop, a total basketball term right there, huh? A play in which a leaping player, so he's already leaping up, he catches the pass up in the air, right? Above the basket, and immediately dunks it in, and that is an alley oop. Okay? I can visualize, I can see that too. He's up there. Woo! Catches it and poof, beautiful. Uplift. Something that makes a person feel more cheerful, positive, or optimistic. Their love will prove an enormous uplift. So it's uplifting, something uplifts you. Elders. I'm sure you guys have heard this before. Mind your elders. Elders are people of greater age, who are older than you, but you definitely don't want to tell them, hey, you're an elder. Okay? Because you get older, you don't like to talk about your age. All right, we're going to read about LeBron James. He is awesome. First of all, I think what I'll do is just tell you a little bit about LeBron James before we do the story. Okay, LeBron James is one of the greatest athletes of his generation. He will always be just a kid from Akron. And seeing himself in the faces of the kids there, he dedicated his time and his resources to eliminate many of the barriers most inner city students and families face. When we talk about these inner city students and families, we're talking about kids who don't have all the things that we have. We don't realize how lucky we are. So he worked really hard, and he started a school, the I Promise School, and I've been reading about it, and I'm really impressed. And they have a lot of really neat sayings, and it really felt like a community school, a family school, just kind of like Winthrop. So we wish him the best with that, and know he's going to do great things with the kids. He says he considers one of his greatest achievements of his lifetime is his school. Okay, so here it is. I promise. What time is it? Yep, 9:56. You have to go back? I would just in case, make sure. Thank you. Maybe next time I'll have some more time to talk to you. Bye, sweetie. Okay. I promise. Thank you, ma'am. He dedicated this books to the kids that started it all. My I promise families in Akron. These promises are for you, and I hope they will make. I hope they will. Come on, Miss William. And I hope they may be helpful to every student, classroom, and family across the country. You all inspire me each and every day. That's pretty neat. He's saying we all inspire him. He's pretty inspiring, all he's done. Okay. I promise to work hard and do what's right, to be a leader in the game of life. I promise to go to school and read as much as I can, to follow the rules and respect the game plan. I promise to run full court and show up each time, to get right back up and let my magic shine. I promise to be open and try new things and enjoy the happy that change can bring. I like that. Enjoy the happy that change can bring because sometimes change is difficult. We get used to things a certain way and change can be difficult. And he's saying, hey, enjoy it because it brings happy. Enjoy the happy that it can bring. I promise to wear a big smile and use kindness when I speak, to remain strong yet humble with every win and defeat. I promise to ask for help whenever I need it, to reach out for my star even when I can't see it. I promise to ask questions and find answers, to believe in next time and believe in second chances. I promise to use my voice, stand up for what's right, and when things get tough, to keep up the fight. So he's saying, don't give up, do what's right. You saw that? I promise to stand tall, to rise up and give all that I've got, to throw the alley oop and uplift others on the spot. And we know he's talking about basketball, but he's also talking about life itself. And he's using basketball terms. I promise to respect my elders and my peers the same, to leave new places better than I came. Good stuff. Leave a bit of yourself when you go somewhere. Leave a bit of yourself. Leave your positive attitude. Leave, with behind. Leave something positive, something kind. I promise to stay true, keep my head up, and never give up, no matter what. I promise to dream big and love bigger, to be a team player and a winner. Being a team player is everything, very important. And we have many teams, we're on teams, you don't even realize. Not just after school activities that you may do, but at home, in your family, that's your main team right there. You guys have to work together to get everything done, help each other out with chores and things like that. And then when you come to school, and you will come to school again, and when you do, your class. That is your team right there. Those are your teammates. Okay. I promise to cross bridges and break down walls, to rise with the sun and learn from the falls. Okay. I promise to be courageous, to be free, and to strive for greatness. Love that. Strive for greatness every day. I promise to be me. What an awesome, awesome, awesome book. I hope you enjoyed it and you feel it as much as I do. In the back here, he says, the I Promise School was inspired by the big dreams of kids in my hometown and around the world. It is a place committed to helping them and their families reach their full potential. At the start of every school year and repeated each morning, all students make a set of promises to themselves, just like those in this book. Setting goals, working hard, and holding yourself accountable are the first steps to success. Good stuff. We're excited to have you join in this journey to achieve your goals. Here is our daily promise to get you started. He says, remember, nothing is given, everything is earned. And that's true. We earn everything, and you know what? That feels good when you do. That's by LeBron James. So the promise, I typed it up. It's right here, but I also typed it up, so I'm going to read that to you. And it's amazing. I promise to go to school, to do all my homework, to listen to my teachers because they will help me learn, to never give up no matter what, to always try my best, to be helpful and respectful to others, to live a healthy life by eating right and being active, to make good choices for myself. I promise to have fun. And above all else, I promise to finish school. Good stuff. Good stuff. LeBron James is amazing. There's a picture of LeBron right there. You see that? Okay. I hope you got a lot out of that book because I sure did. Great book. And it's really neat to see that LeBron James, as well as others, who stars and people who are out there making, they're out there and we all know them, movie stars and, people like this, TV stars and everything like that, sports, all the neat things that they do to give back to the community and to make a good life for others. And it's amazing. All right, with that note, we are going to move on to the Losers Club. Are you ready? Because I am. Let me see. Okay. We are on page Remote Students 110. Oh, great. I keep going back when I'm reading to others. I'm like, okay, we're on page 85, and I go back. And when I read to you guys, we stay where we need to be. So I get excited to go back up. Page 110. Okay, chapter 20 is what we're on. Chapter 20, and it's called Rebranding. By 9 o'clock that same Friday night, Alec admitted to himself that he wished Nina would care more about him and less about Kent. But the fact was, if Nina chose to hang around with Kent, there wasn't much he could do about it. So he did what he'd always done whenever a problem or dilemma pushed in at him. He went looking for his comfort books. And much later, when he finally fell asleep, Alec was shipwrecked on an island with the Swiss Family Robinson. He woke up around 7 on Saturday morning, which was way too early. He tried getting back to sleep, but all his thoughts from the night before came crashing in. Plus, Luke was already awake. He heard soft computer game explosions through the wall, so his brother's already up. Then he smelled coffee, so he pulled on his jeans and a t-shirt and headed downstairs. He found his dad out back on the sun porch reading the news on an iPad. He smiled at Alec. You're up early. Yeah, I couldn't get back to sleep, he said. Your light was on at midnight and you were drooling all over your book. Alec smiled. Thanks for saving my place and for shutting off the light. His dad looked at him. You couldn't stay awake last night, and you couldn't stay asleep this morning. What's up? I know the schoolwork is going great. Those Friday reports, really excellent. Thanks, said Alec. Yeah, school's good. It's after school, the reading club and everything. His dad closed the cover of his iPad, but didn't say anything, just waited. Alex said, "So, when you were a kid, did you ever get bullied? You mean, did kids punch me and stuff me into my locker and hold me upside down in the boys' room with my head stuck inside a toilet?" Alex's eyes got huge. "That happened to you?" His dad smiled. "No, never. I was always a computer geek. But I was never small enough for anyone to try stuff like that. But I still got called a nerd by just about everybody. And teasing like that, it's still bullying." He took a sip of coffee, then said, "Are you getting bullied after school?" Alex shook his head. "Nah, it's more like what you said, teased. Except they call me a bookworm." His dad frowned. "Let me guess, Kent Blair, right?" "Yep, Kent again. Except I am a bookworm. I just am." "Well," his dad said, "I'm a genuine nerd. I always have been and I always will be. You have to learn not to care about the words." Alex said, "Yeah, except nerds and geeks are cool now. They can end up being billionaires. I don't know what bookworms turn into, but they don't turn into billionaires." His dad said, "Trust me, most nerds don't become billionaires. It's just not about the money. Anyway, it's about doing what you're good at, doing what you love. You still love books, right? Still love reading? Sure. Then don't let a stupid label bother you. Keep doing what you love, except not during class." Alec nodded. "Right." Then he was quiet a moment. "It's just, well, girls don't like guys that are bookworms much. They mostly like sports guys." "Oh," his dad said slowly. "Girls. Well, maybe this isn't going to sound like much help, but girls are really, really smart, and they're just like everybody else because they think like they think like one thing for a while, and then they think some more, and they figure out that maybe they don't like that so much. And everybody figures out that labels don't matter either, like bookworm or sports guy, because that's a label too. And eventually, everyone figures out that it's not what someone does that matters most, it's what a person is on the inside." It's true. His dad made a face. "Yikes. That sounded like something from one of those morning talk shows. I need more coffee. Or maybe I need less coffee." Alex smiled a little, but then he shook his head. "I get what you mean, but girls don't like bookworms, period. So maybe you should stop being a bookworm, be something else." "Right," Alex said, like that could ever happen. "And besides," his dad added, "you're kind of a sports guy yourself. I don't know any other 12-year-old who can water ski the way you do. And that's sports." His dad had a point, sort of. Alec had first learned to water ski the summer after second grade, when he was barely 8 years old. His grandparents had a cottage on a lake in New Hampshire, and their neighbors had a son Alec's age named Paul. They also had a powerful ski boat. Paul's family skied every afternoon when it wasn't raining, and Alec always got to tag along. Sounds nice, huh? It turned out that Alec was a natural on skis. He had a great sense of balance, he was strong and agile. And most importantly, he wasn't afraid to fall. Paul's older brother Liam was an expert at slalom skiing. And after Alec's very first time skiing, that became his goal. He wanted to go cutting back and forth across the wake on a single ski like Liam did, blasting out our blasting out big plumes of spray with each sharp turn. With with good coaching from Liam, by the end of his second summer as a skier, Alec was able to get up and stay up on one ski. And this past summer, before sixth grade, he really started feeling like he had full control out there. He was even able to use the wake of the motorboat like a ramp and launch himself a few feet into the air as he zipped back and forth. There were always 3 or 4 other people in the boat, but they were at the far end of the tow rope. Alec felt like he was totally alone out there, slicing the surface of the lake. He still felt he still fell, but not very often, and that feeling of speed and freedom and self-control was like nothing else. The skiing made him strong too. A 10-minute slalom ride was like an hour and a half of heavy exercise. Read all morning, water ski all afternoon, read all night. That 3 weeks in New Hampshire was Alex's idea of the perfect summer vacation. But being great on a slalom ski, it wasn't the same as being good at basketball or baseball or soccer. Or even kickball. Water skiing was something he did mostly by himself, sort of like reading. And no matter how good he was at it, it didn't count, not at school. And not with girls. His dad saw that Alec wasn't really buying either idea. That he could just that he could decide to be something else, or that he could call himself a sports guy. Okay, he said, here's a true story. About 10 years ago, I worked for this company that made computer hard drives. I'm sorry, Miss William. I worked for this company that made computer hard drives, kind of chunky, but they were super reliable. And the company sold hundreds of thousands of them. Then we got a batch of bad parts. And we didn't know it until the bad parts got built into about 50,000 of our drives. And they got shipped all out over the world. And the drives started failing, and people lost their data, and all of a sudden our reputation was dead. We fixed the problem fast, made the same terrific drives as before, but no one would buy anything with our name on it. Our brand was ruined. Well, it pretty much killed the company, but only for about 6 months. First of all, we fixed our quality control to be sure that bad parts could never slip past anyone again. Then we changed the design of our cases, and we made plans to offer good deals that would get customers buying again and again. And we changed the name of our company, our brand name. We rebranded ourselves. Make a good logo too. Alec felt a puzzled look on his face. But you said maybe I should stop being a bookworm. Yeah, but what I mean is keep being who you are. Keep doing what you like to do, but rebrand yourself. What you do and what you are. Call it something else. Oh no. You still there? No. No. I think I lost you. My screen went. And this happened last time and it ended, so I might have to end here. If I do, please send pictures to me. lpulliam@winthropcharter.org, and that's LPULLIAM at winthropcharter.org, and pictures of you reading or working from home for the newsletter. Eat healthy snacks, keep reading, and read aloud, my friends. Okay, bye now. Now my light went out.